Hello there. My name is Dr. Kingsley Mayowa Okonoda. I'm a consultant psychiatrist and certified management consultant. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Netwealth Consult Training and Development. At Netwealth Consult, we help individuals, organizations, and communities to actualize their potentials, cope with normal stresses of life, work productively, and make meaningful contributions to society.
My name is Oyewumi Olufemi. I've been following Dr. Okonoda for a while, but last year, October 1st, I attended a seminar at Netwealth. I've been having great fears in starting up a business, which I had lots of plans. They were just on paper. But after I came to the program, he said some things that just made me forget about my fears. My business has started and it's doing very, very well.
At Netwealth Consult Limited, we invite you to avail yourself of our trainings, workshops, and conferences so that you can have the life of abundance that you deserve. Thank you very much.
Welcome back. On our program today, as I've said earlier, we are commemorating with the children in Nigeria nationwide, celebrating the Nigerian children. Today is Children's Day, and the theme for this year is Better Future for Every Child. And we have our guests. Although there are two guests, but one of our guests is still coming, is on our way. We have our guest in the house. Her name to my right here, and she's Mrs. Comfort Paul. She's a mother and a nurse, a psychiatric nurse. She's the chief of the nursing staff at Netwealth Medical Services. You're welcome, ma'am. So, till our second guest comes in, dear viewers at home. So, Mrs. Comfort, we are going to be starting with you. We would like to know you as our tradition in this program. Whenever we invite guests, we want to know our guests. We want to know their name, their background, their educational background, reason for their profession, and what you think we should know about you.
Good evening, Plateau. Good evening, Nigeria. You're welcome to today's edition of the program. It's a special program in the sense that we are celebrating our children, the generation we are so proud of, and the leaders of tomorrow. So I want all the children to stay back and watch. My name is Yermang Comfort Paul. I am married with 4 children. I am a mental health nurse. I specialize at Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital School of Postbasic Psychiatric Nursing, where I obtained my certificates in mental health psychiatric nursing. And I attended Naka Memorial Secondary School in Panyam. I'm from Mangu local government.
Thank you so much for that introduction, ma'am. When I see women, this and that, I'm always happy. Like, okay, these are people we are looking up to. You're welcome again, ma'am. Okay, let's start. Who is a child?
Okay. By biological definition, a child is a person between the age of infancy and puberty. That is the biological definition of who a child is. Then, according to the legal definition of who a child is, legally, a child is defined as a minor. That is a person below the age of majority, in the sense that a person that cannot take certain decisions in life, he is still under the care of the major. So that is who a child is. But according to the United Nations definition of a child, the United Nations define a child as a person or a human being that is below the age of 18. So any child or any human being that is below the age of 18 is a child, based on the United Nations definition of a child.
Thank you, ma'am. I would say in African setting, everybody is a child, in as much you have a parent.
Sure.
It's actually a joke that everybody is a child. Because to my mom now, I'm no longer a minor. I'm way above 18. But when you still talk as though we say, come on, see that you're a child.
Definitely. in the African setting, anybody who has his parents that are above him, you are a child under them. But in other definitions, they varies. But based on the African culture, as far as your parents are under you, you're under your parents, you are a child, as far as African culture is concerned.
True. Our African parents.
But in some certain cases, when you are able to take decisions and responsibility for yourself, but when you depend on your parents, you are still a child. But when you are responsible for yourself, you pay your bills, you handle issues your own way, then you are no longer a child.
Even when they refer to me as a child.
Sure, but you are not.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ma. And my second question, when we are talking about a better future for the children, like the universal theme for this celebration, when we are talking about a child, what does a better future for children? Is it just a cliche, or is it just what does it mean, a better future for children?
Okay. When we talk of a better future for Nigerian child, it means what is happening now is not really what we want for our children. So we want to build on what is happening to give them a better future. And we can't build on the wrong foundation. You have to make sure that the foundation is properly laid. Just as you have a building, if a building does not have good foundation, definitely the structure that is above cannot stand. So that is what we are talking about, laying a better foundation or building a better future for the Nigerian child. If you look at the Nigerian child, compared to other children from other developed countries, you will agree with me that the Nigerian child is seriously affected. Talking about the education, talking about the health sector, talking about the security challenge in the country, it plays a serious issue on the Nigerian child that he cannot carry alone without the help of the parents, the teachers, and everybody. Raising a child is not a one-man business. It is an issue that each and every person, even expecting parents, even when you don't have a child, you are a potential parent, you have a role to play in raising up children. So it is, let me say, it is a multi-sectoral approach. One sector cannot handle this issue. The agricultural sector, the health sector, talking about other sectors, to mention just but a few, you will discover that raising a child does not lay in just one place. Everybody has a role to play to make the future better for Nigerian children, especially about our politics in this country. There are political wills that don't really favor the Nigerian child. So politics too is another way that has really affected our children in this country, and all of us, all hands must be on deck to make sure that the future of the Nigerian child is better.
Thank you, ma'am. The reason I asked that question actually is right from childhood, from primary school to secondary school to university, and even to postgraduate level now, we always hear we are the future, we are the leader of tomorrow, we are the leader of tomorrow. But it seems to be a cliche to me, like it's never coming to reality. You see our leaders, most of them are way past 60s, they are in their late 60s, late 70s. You understand? That is why I asked that. Is it really that better future that we are talking about? Does it include us being the leader of the country too? Do we have hope as children, or do children have hope now, according to the definition you gave us as a child? I'm no longer a child.
Okay. The future of the Nigerian child, definitely, the people in position today, those in politics and in strategic positions in this country today, they were once children. Count 50 years back, the president was somebody's child. 60 years back, they were somebody's child. Children, I mean. So it doesn't matter how long it takes. Sometimes we want things to happen in a hurry. We want it to happen the way we want, not the way nature has designed it. Everything has a process. As a child, to be a leader of tomorrow, you have to work on yourself. You go to school, you go through training, and a lot of things that you pass through in life. You can't just come up and then you become a leader. You must go through certain trainings in life. So it doesn't mean that it's not forthcoming, it will not come. Definitely it will come. Those in position were once children too. So the future is definitely coming. It doesn't matter how.
Sorry, since the day before we were even giving birth to, they've been in the power.
They've been in power.
It's still that same circle of leaders that we keep bringing on every time. That same circle that we keep bringing to power every 4 years.
Okay, I won't really argue that, because what is really happening in the political era now is what you just said. We have cycle of people that they are so power drunk, they don't want to leave the positions for anybody. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Definitely, no matter how long they live, they will definitely get out of those positions. So those that are coming up should not lose hope. Keep on training yourself. You can also be following them and be learning from them. You should have a mentor higher than you in that field that you are looking up to. If you want to be a politician, get somebody and get hooked to the person. You can't just come up one day and say you want to be president of this country without following through certain procedures, a political party, and many other things like that. So you go through this training, either formal and informal. Informal in the sense that you learn from them, not necessarily in a formal setting. You get to learn from their experiences so that you build on your own time. When it comes to your own time, you give in your best for the country.
Thank you, ma'am. Let's now come to our domestic, to our society, our immediate society, like our streets, our church, places of work. You are a mother of 4, a proud one at that. What are the challenges Nigerian children are facing that are detrimental to their future?
The Nigerian child has a lot of issues that is facing currently. One of the major issues that the Nigerian child is facing is the issue of security challenge. You will agree with me that the insurgency that is going on in the northeast has affected a lot of children. They no longer can feed as they used to be. Some of them witness the killing of their family, an entire family wiped out in the presence of a child. You can imagine the trauma that that child will grow up with. So the security challenge we have in this country is not only affecting adults. The effect on the adult is not as adverse as the effect on the child, because it is a growing mind. It's not prepared to handle certain challenges in life. But to witness the killing of your family is not something that is so pleasant. The trauma, the nightmares that come with this challenge are so terrible. You can talk of post-traumatic stress disorder that comes along with these terrifying events that happen to these children. So security issue is one of the greatest challenge that the Nigerian child is facing. So it doesn't just affect the children, the parents only. The children are also involved in it. And one of the issues, again, is the issue of education. You agree with me that the level of education in this country has dropped. What it used to be in the past is not what we are witnessing now. Students no longer want to sit down and read their books. They prefer to wait for exam malpractice. I have seen students that are preparing to write exams. They are not serious with their studies because they are expecting manna from heaven. It's one of the things that has affected our educational sector. You can have a student in SS3 that will hardly construct a good sentence for you. So you can imagine and see how bad the educational sector has gone. The teachers are also not making things easy for these children. Some of them have turned some of these female students into sex toy. They use them the way they want. They rape them, and very few of them can come out and speak about their challenge. So the education is another issue. Coming to parenting is another problem. Many parents don't have time for their children. When you ask them, they will tell you, we are going to work to make the money to take care of the children. You can see families that leave their children from morning till evening. They will come back, the children are already asleep. So they don't get to see their father or their mother. So it affects their children because these children have their challenges. They have problems that they need to discuss with their parents. but most of the parents are not there for them.
Madam Comfort, you will have to hold your thoughts. We need to go on the break now. Our director is signaling to us. So, viewers at home, please sit back, call your friends, call everybody that you love and your foes even to come and sit with us and watch this our amazing program this evening. We are going on a short break now, and when we come back, we are going to open our phone lines so that you can call in.